Once again, I was looking on the internet just for some fun. I love to look at some pastors and priests from America, from USA, explaining everything about God and the devil and rar, and especially Christian nationalists. Those are really the extremists. I mean, if I wasn't from America, I would be afraid, because if these people are on power, oh my goodness, that would be so darn terrifying, actually, to live under the command of these nutcakes. I mean, really, they call me a nutcake for believing in dragons. Well, those people are to be afraid of. I mean, and once I was looking at one of these videos, and he was explaining to this entire megachurch the seven kings of hell. And on the fourth place was Leviathan, the dragon, he said. Leviathan, and his sin, his major sin, one of the deadly sins, is envy. Envy, I said. Really? Was this made up? Because this is not something that I could, connect with Leviathan. Leviathan, does he actually know anything about him? Leviathan is one of the dragon gods, the main dragon gods. Actually has a lot of power. Every dragon god has a lot of power. The main dragon gods that I could say are fire, that is of course Fafnir, earth, that is Tiamat, wind or air, that is Quetzalcoatl, and water is Leviathan. So, but all of them together, they create life, and that is actually what it is. But every one of them has their own unique way of to guide us, to guide their children. And we all have a connection with all of them, all the dragon gods, but some of them are closer, such as also Leviathan is an explorer. He's an explorer just like Quetzalcoatl, but he's also a spirit that searches for you to grow. But he's much more than this. In my moment of experimenting with magic and witchcraft, I was actually doing something that was really succeeding, and that was reflecting the eye of Leviathan, Leviathan's eye. When Leviathan comes before you, he doesn't come before you like he is actually, he should. His real appearance, I can say. His real appearance is really something that our mind might not handle, our human mind might not handle. Dragon mind, maybe so, but not a human mind. And that is because of his eyes. His eyes are, whenever you look into his eyes, or just one brief second, you know practically everything there is to know about everything. He is also the creator and the destroyer of universes. So he lives inside of the void because he is the ultimate guardian for it. But as well as his eyes, whenever you are angering Leviathan, he doesn't really show his eyes. He shapeshifts into and has different kind of eyes whenever he shapeshifts. Actually, you can say there is a screen before his eyes, showing different eyes that is not really his eyes. His eye is reflecting everything that there is to know. How do I know? Because I looked into it. And my mom as well. My mom, truly. Whenever my mom was sick, she was on alcohol and drugs and things like this, I was so angry with her. I was going in front of my altar and doing this ritual, actually. But ritual I didn't know what was going on, but I was focusing on Leviathan, and I was so emotional for my mom that was actually not caring for us anymore, that was accidental, that I throwed her in the void together with him. And the stories that she now has, that she was descending all the way down, that she was bitten by wolves, by demonic wolves, but she was next to a serpent-like body. But she was not allowed to look up into his head, because he was showing his real eyes. But she didn't look at it, because she was looking down all the time. And at the moment when she was actually attacked by these demonic wolves, she looked up and she saw him for this brief second. She was never the same again. This is actually to let someone change for all the time. You can have the most powerful witches, the most powerful ones and users of magic. You can have the most powerful of everything. You can have even God himself. But if you look into Leviathan's eyes, his true eyes, you will never be the same again. This is what no one can ever be prepared for what you're going to see in his reflection of his eyes. He is indeed to be afraid of. But he's actually, that is what they always say. He's one of the 7 kings of hell, but actually, the void is not hell. The void is the space between spaces. The void is just empty. This is not a creation. That is where he is. He created all of them together alongside with the other dragon gods. But where there is no creation, that is where Leviathan is. And that is where my mom was as well. And this ritual that I did, I did it often, you know. I don't know, don't ask me why, because I wanted, actually, there was something about Leviathan. I wanted to reach out for him, even though he showed me so much darkness, so much emotional moments in my life. Dark emotions, very, very dark emotions. The reason why I'm a vegan today is because of Leviathan, because I looked into his eyes, his true eyes, for just this 100th of a second, and his eyes were really terrifying. But not really his eyes, but what reflects out of his eyes, because all of the darkness what humans do, all of the death what they cause, everything that nature does, the conflict that nature has with water and fire, what the dragons has made was actually conflict, and that is what I am so afraid of. That is what I showed my true colors to Leviathan, and that is what he wanted. That was his entire idea, to show me what you really are. That is what he actually wanted. Show me what you really are. Show me the spirit of the dragon. Show it everything. Let it go. Let everything loose. That is what Leviathan wants from you. Don't hold anything back, because he knows when you hold back. When you stand in front of him, do you want to see his eye? Do you want to see one of his many eyes that he has? Or do you want to see a fake version of him? Because that is what, most of the time, he comes in front of us in his shape-shifting form, in his serpent-like. That is true. That is his true body. But his face can be completely different all the time. Most of the time he comes in front of us with a truly draconic face. That doesn't mean that he's not. He's very much a dragon of the water. That is a shape that he's been chosen to protect. And he is being seen as the devil. He's been seen as one of the devils. Even in the Old Testament, he's the dark half of God. But in fact, what he truly is, and that is what this pastor really doesn't know, Leviathan is a guardian. Leviathan is a protector. Leviathan is a teacher. Yes, he's a boogeyman. He's really a boogie dragon, you can say. But in all the good reasons, for all good reasons, Leviathan is a protector of all of his children. Because that is actually what you are. You are a child of all the dragon gods. But there are some dragon gods that are closer to you. And that is what reflects inside of, as well, Leviathan's eyes. The eyes of Leviathan, you can say. I learned a way to let people see this eye. But I did it once with other people. And these people, yeah, I don't think that I'm doing it again, because this caused some kind of a miscarriage with someone. This truly happened years ago, and I might not do it again, because this is really something. The eye of the dragon, the eye of Leviathan, is not something that a human can handle, a human can bear. I did it, but it changed my life. It changed it in a life of hatred and sorrow and despair, and that is also what I truly am. That is also what Leviathan wants to see. But what is your true color? What is what you really are? What is it? Most of the people don't know what they really are. Most of the people hide it from themselves. But in Leviathan's eyes, you can't hide anything. And I learned and managed a way to let people see the eye of Leviathan. I did it with my mom. My mom was so afraid. She came back to me, never drinking again, never taking drugs again, being afraid of what she saw in Leviathan's eye. She's never been the same again, but Leviathan saved my mom, brought her back to me, and made her afraid of him. Huh. He truly is a God. If people just doesn't know who he is, his darkness reflects a lot of light. His darkness is showing actually us the light, not the darkness. Out of the darkness comes the light. Out of all of this death, I made life. I mean, I do all the time. I do good. My mom does good now. My mom can see the light because she went through the dark, through his eyes. You can be so powerful, witch, the most powerful one of them all. You can be so powerful, you can hack someone in just a brief second. But you are not, and you will never be prepared for the eye of Leviathan.